everybody.
I might have just been
We
picking
are
my
live.
nose.
Well, that happened.
It gets itchy from the mustache. You know?
I know. You've been having some issues. We might have to take care of that here soon. So, happy hump day. Happy April. I asked Mike if I was allowed to do any April Fool's tricks, and he told me no. What'd you get a boo-boo today?
No, that was a couple days ago.
Oh, sorry. Just noticed it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, hello, Michael, Noah, Kim. Kim, apparently we missed your question yesterday. So
ask again.
Throw it in right now while we see you. Hi, Bob. Hi, Chris. Hello, everyone. Anything exciting happening in the shop this morning?
Yeah.
What you got?
I got a couple more orders for T-shirts.
Ooh.
I'm going to send out. And
Oh, wait. Is one going to California by any chance?
No.
Oh.
Why?
Someone yesterday from California messaged me and was like, how do we get shirts? So stay tuned for that.
I made an air tank.
You did?
And an airline.
How do you make an air tank? Like, to carry with
Skills.
You? Skills. Whatever.
Fabrication skills.
You sure it wasn't Richard that made the air tank?
No, I made it.
You made it?
Yeah,
Snap.
sometimes I do stuff too with welder. Most of the time I put all the welding projects on Rich Lurkey's, but because he's a fantastic welder, but
yeah.
I'm an okay welder, so sometimes I do it myself.
You're okay.
Yeah.
So
when he sets up the welder, I can weld really good.
Yeah.
It's all the setup. It's like the race car.
Like
if somebody else sets the car up, I can drive really good.
You never think those things. You never think those things. So Colin asked if we had tacos last night. Mike, did we have tacos last night?
Yeah, we did.
Well,
it wasn't really tacos.
Taco salad.
She never gets the shells because she likes the hard shells. I like the soft shells. So she just buys chips and puts them in the bottom of a bowl and then just crunches all the stuff on top of it.
When I go out to a restaurant, I buy the hard tacos, I crush them all together and make a salad. So I get what I want out of it. But he likes soft tacos. There's wraps in there.
Oh.
Look at that.
I was unaware.
So let's see. Anything fun happening?
Richard, yes, we are getting more bigger sizes and hoodies and shirts, whatever. We're also working on hats. But I think most of the stuff is on hold.
They're on a standstill.
For the reorder because of Corona stuff.
Yeah. Jake wants to know if there are any April Fool's jokes. Unfortunately, not yet.
Yeah.
Yet.
Okay.
Oh, that's Kim's question there.
Oh, is it more stressful to race against Mandee's brother or dad? That's why I didn't answer your question, Kim. I'm sorry, but those are always like they're the tough to answer questions.
Oh, so you actually saw her question? You ignored her?
I'm sorry.
That's Kim's Mike's aunt. I have her in my phone as Kim Mike's aunt. So her last name is Mike's aunt.
Yep. Let's see.
Are you gonna answer a question?
Probably her dad.
I would.
Number one,
it's dad.
Billy Senior is more aggressive driving. He's
for sure
way more aggressive.
Like
Billy Jr. is more like he'll give you a lane.
Yeah, I feel like if it were
not a senior won't give you a lane. It's just like a lot less room.
Yes, I feel if it were that Charlotte scenario with you and Billy in the heat, and if you replaced
and it was your dad Billy, instead of Billy. He would have been like,
yeah, screw you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I can definitely see that be a little more stressful.
Yeah. But by no means is he like a dirty driver. He's just he like when there's a lane, it's just enough to fit. It's not. He's
been doing it long enough that he's like he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. Michael, yes, you finally made it on. Hello. It's okay. We love you too. But thank you for joining us. What are the hats gonna look like?
Did you answer this one?
I'm way above that.
Oh,
darling.
You said Michael, so I
Waylon asked what are that. Yep. What are the hats gonna look like?
You're gonna have a big 35 on the front.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be 3D? Or not 3D?
Yeah, we're hoping it'll be like 3D thick 35 on the front. Work in progress. I mean, we literally had just sent over what we wanted, and the guy from Hilbert was like, "Yeah, we're gonna be closed." I'm like, "Okay." So who knows?
Mm-hmm. like it's a standard like flex fit baseball cap style.
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a variety. You don't know. Oh, sorry. There was a question like that you pointed at. And
Michael Scrifiano, did you hear that OCFS is announcing April 19th is a go for the short track super series? That sounds great. I have no idea.
It is? You sure about that? That's fine. I mean, maybe we'll all socially distance ourselves.
Optimism.
Hi from Kansas City. Hello. Hello from Ohio. Love it. And flat brims? Nah, I don't like flat brims. Unless flex flare or flex.
But you can always bend the flat brim.
Yeah. Agreed. Scott asked if the big block and small block will have the same paint schemes. That is a yes, right?
Yeah.
Essentially. I like the colors. The colors
right
are
now,
so sharp.
Right now, our small blocks have more yellow intertin than the big block.
Yeah.
Our big blocks have a little more black on the intertin. But ideally, I've always had this dream of having all of the cars look exactly the same.
We should all pull them out and just.
They never do. It seems like everybody gets bored of it. By the time you can't afford to just buy, 5 new bodies and 5 new graphics and all that. You get one a year, and by the time you get to the 5th year, you're changing the design up.
The 5th year?
Yeah, because it's like by the time you get all like 5 bodies, 5 years. You're not going to have them all the same.
It's a lot of money. To have them all match. Someone had messaged and was like, "What if we just push a car outside and start it up just so we can listen to it?"
No. It costs too much to start the motor.
There's your answer, guys. Someone asked, so I thought I'd ask for you. Is that what you just got a phone call for? Right?
Yes, I did. I just got a phone call. I was an alternate for tonight's World of Outlaws late model race at Charlotte.
You are an alternate?
Fox Sports 1.
I
was an alternate and somebody dropped out, so I'm in.
Oh boy.
I'm in.
Fun stuff.
I think practice starts at 4. I have no idea what time the race starts. So
it's actually me live on TV?
Maybe at like 4 o'clock, I'll try to have Mandee put on Twitter and Facebook what time the race starts.
That's good, yeah.
Because I'll probably know more then.
Yeah. Emma asked Mike, black slick or heavy and hammer down? I know the answer
black
to
slick.
That. Yep.
Now, depends on the race car. I actually like, now if I don't own the car and it's got a really good motor in it, I like hammer down with a big block modified. It's fun. But I don't like the retribution of having to fix it afterwards. Now with a sprint car, black slick all day. I never like a tacky track with a sprint car. It's horrible.
Bob asked, since I'm a Jersey girl, what is my favorite Jersey Shore beach? Asbury Park, hands down. Remember when we went there?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that place, super clean, like all the amenities, restaurants, bars. Like, what musician? Someone, if you know, what musician came from Asbury Park? A male. Do you have no? What's his name?
What?
A male musician that came from Asbury Park from Stone Pony?
I don't know.
Did anyone answer that yet? No? Okay, cool. Great conversation, guys.
Oval Outlaw asked, what did big block modified racing evolve from, and when did it take off? Also, reasoning behind big block versus small block in the early days. Big block just naturally made more power back then. Yeah, the big block definitely just naturally made more power back then, more torque. But they're really heavy. And Glenn Donnelly wanted the name Big before this, the big block Super Dirt Series. So it looked bigger than everybody else's series, right? So that's what brought everybody from the small blocks to the big blocks.
I knew it, Springsteen.
And
thank you guys.
I don't know, but the other part of his question went away.
Scroll right there.
And what did it evolve from? They had coupes that were kind of modified into an open wheel front car. They took the fenders off, all that. And now it's a modified.
Grace Collins asked, pork roll or Taylor ham? You're not from Jersey, but what would you call it?
What would I call it?
Mm-hmm.
Ham.
Pork roll.
Regular
Pork
ham.
roll. I don't like regular ham. I like pork roll.
It's called a slice of ham where I come from.
Where you come from.
Because that's all it is. It's not anything
No,
fancy.
pork roll
It's
where
just
it's at.
it's a piece of ham
Wait,
that you cut off.
Do you know what pork roll looks like?
A piece of ham.
No, it's round.
So it's cut in a round shape.
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
really
that's
good.
like taking your sandwich and cutting it triangle or across.
Well, how
It's
do you
like
cut
a
it?
whole different
Do you cut
sandwich
it-
now that just because you cut it differently.
Wait, hang on. You mean like diagonally or straight down? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
How do you cut it?
I like to do the like real fancy where you do it diagonally but in the center. So not from corner to corner, but
How's that fancy?
it's really fancy.
I thought diagonally
That's
would
as
be
fancy as it gets for a
Oh.
sandwich.
That's what I do. Apparently, we're fancy around here. News to me. Which Mike,
Just like when you get a round pizza, and instead of cutting it in triangles all the way around, you just go across and then across, and it makes all different size slices. It's
No.
really fancy.
because then you won't get the crust on every slice.
I know. It's so fancy.
Sounds terrible. Yeah, Mike does come from an unknown area.
Mm-hmm.
See, thank you. I don't know how to be, and Fat Boy says,
Read the question first.
I'm from New York, and I know that pork roll is definitely different than ham. And I'm sure you're aware that there's a difference, but he's just arguing the fact of it.
It's like the difference between chicken nuggets and boneless chicken wings.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a hunk of chicken. Like, it's not a big difference.
I like boneless chicken wings.
And you like chicken nuggets. They're the same thing.
I don't like to eat meat on bones. It's very odd. Let's see. Can I make a video of Mike doing iRacing? Well, funny story, guys. You'll be getting that tonight. Yep, I already did that. I think that was...
What time's it going to release? There's our neighbor again.
no, that's a different person.
Well,
I've never
it's
seen it
another
before.
neighbor.
7:45, and for those that are members of us, I call them crew members. You're gonna get them sooner, probably like within the next hour or two.
So you can watch the double iRacing tonight.
Mhm.
We got some live iRacing and some iRacing
Recorded.
from Sunday.
Yes. Okay, so Bruce wants to know, when are you gonna put Mandee behind the wheel for a few laps?
She can try it anytime she wants. She just doesn't seem interested,
Mm-mm.
unfortunately.
No. Just not.
Be a good way to get out of the house.
I'll go for a walk. Oh my God. How is the family? Chaz Dunn asks. Family is great. I think. I don't know if there's anything new to say. Because yesterday I told you guys about my I think it was yesterday I told you guys about my nephew in that little go-kart. That's it. Everyone's good. We're getting to the point, like the excitement of this pandemic has kind of fizzled to the fact of this is real life now. So, I mean, Mike was just doing laundry. I just came off of my best month ever in Arbonne. Not that any of you guys asked, but it was really exciting. So that's a positive to life. But let's see.
Waylon Bender says, Mike, you should race motocross. Okay, here's the thing. Motocross riders are like jockeys. They have to be very short, very light, very strong, and they have to have a lot of endurance.
Yeah, you're too tall for that too.
That's not me.
Mm-hmm. No.
I'm 6'4" and I'm 200 pounds. That doesn't work.
When you're on the 30 day, you're less than that.
Pace every
but-
jump.
No, that's. I'd like to go. Have you ever been to a motocross race? I have a friend that. I have two friends
I've been
that do
to
motocross.
like motocross style events, but not like I haven't been to Supercross or anything like that.
Well, I have one friend that does motocross. I have one friend that does flat track. And this is when we sound like noobs, and I say I have no clue what the difference is. I know that.
You don't know what the difference between flat track and motocross?
No, I do. Just the bikes themselves. Is there a difference? There's got to be.
Yeah, they changed the length of the swing arm in the back, and they change the tires and
exactly.
all that
There's
for the
gotta
different
be.
surface.
I just don't actually know.
Yeah.
We should go to Motorama. I agree. Thank you, Waylon. Okay, Charlie Needham asks, Mike, have you ever been upside down? He has.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I have been upside down. I think I was upside down in the Speedster last year. Right? Or was that the year before?
2 years ago.
Okay.
You broke one of the GoPros because of that. I had it on the roof. Yeah. But that's actually how Mike and I started talking, was when I think he flipped the Speedster, right? When you broke your finger.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Went upside down, turned into a good thing.
It turned into a good
it.
thing. Yeah, it just dawned on me. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, let's see. What? Your dad raced motocross, Michael? Did you know that?
Yes.
He's tall.
It was more like enduro cross, like out in the woods. What is that called?
Yeah,
Somebody
not enduro.
like GNCC style or whatever, where you go out in
like
the woods.
Backwoods. He does the woods and
there's a course through the woods.
Motocrossing in the woods and.
But yeah, I guess he was really good. But my mom got him out of it because she didn't want him getting hurt.
Smart mom. She's a smart mom. Let's see. Ooh. Oh, Bob was at Action Track when you flipped. Thanks, Bob.
They got into riding Harleys, doing like the the Daytona, bike week and stuff instead.
I don't know. Colton says it's called enduro racing. I mean, I've done enduro racing, but my type of enduro racing is when you crash, you just leave the car on the track.
Mom says he did both. Oh, I didn't know he did both.
Man, this is difficult. I'm like, oh.
Hair scrambles. That's the word I was looking for. Because they have those.
I've never heard of
in
such
King
thing.
Ferry, in Guinea, there's hair scrambles, and that's
in Guinea.
Yeah.
In Guinea.
It's very popular attraction. 1 week.
Didn't you guys do lawnmower racing too?
Yeah, we had the lawnmower racing league for a couple years there. We raised a lot of money for charity, and we'd always cook out, and people souped up their lawnmowers and raced them. I raced go-karts. I was younger back then.
Let's see. Jim asks, Mike, do you have a preference on wheel manufacturer?
Wheel manufacturer.
That's an interesting one. We haven't gotten that question yet.
Yeah, that is interesting. So there's a lot of good wheel manufacturers. The cool part about the Kaiser wheels that we have in our trailer, they come with 3 pieces, and if you bend half, you're able to just unbolt it and bolt on a half of the wheel.
Is this a brand? I just missed the first half of this conversation.
Yeah, Kaiser.
Oh, Kaiser. Yeah.
Yep.
I knew that.
Vinny Salerno sells them. He's a great guy, and I don't know. They're a nice looking wheel. They got a black and silver bead lock. It looks pretty sharp.
Kaiser is nice.
And they seem to run out pretty straight. So I like them.
I think my dad used to use Weld. I think he does Kaiser.
Weld was always a very popular wheel.
Yeah.
And right now the Volco wheels are becoming more popular down south. And
we say south, like Jersey.
Yeah, the south of the Northeast.
Yes. Michael asked, what is Timmy Pauch up to? Great enduro racer. If you guys do not know this.
Not enduro motocross, but enduro
like
cars.
Stock cars. Yeah. My dad's brother is like the king of enduro racing. He's very, very, very good at Grandview. I'm pretty sure the first time I ever raced was in his car, which he actually had kept. God, I can't even remember how old I was. I think it was like 16 maybe. I want to say I was 16 when I first did my enduro race. And the car that I raced was my uncle's. And that car was actually from when he raced at Flemington. He's kept his enduro car that long. But he's doing pretty well. I mean, I know he's still racing. I don't get to keep up with it much because they race at like different times than we do. But it was really cool being able to go to something different than what we're used to and stepping into a place where it's not everyone that knows my dad, it's everyone that knows my uncle. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. So if you like indoor racing, it definitely, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's on Sundays at Grandview. I don't know what your schedule is, but it was exciting. Good story. I know. So they're doing well.
Jeff Wayman asks, biggest legend in dirt modified history: Kegel, Jack or Alan Johnson, Hearn, McCready, or someone else? Well, I think you definitely have to include Billy Pauch in that list.
Come on, Jeff.
Because he's got more wins than most of the people on the list.
I think.
And you can't pick one. I think you just list them, and they're all legends.
Mm-hmm. They're all legends in their own way. It could have been mechanical wise. It could have been driver. It could have been personality. It could have been wins. It could have been championships. Yeah. Diversity. It could be a lot of things. So I definitely want to be able to pin just one down. Your posts, Peter said, Johnny, our posts aren't seen in the USA. But Peter, I can see your post clear as day, unless you asked something that we missed. Oh, what about this one?
Mike asks, Mike, are your big block engines aluminum or cast iron block? They're all cast iron block. They're working on building a spec big block that has an aluminum block. But so far it has not really been successful. So they're trying to revamp it and bring it back. But everything we run is cast iron block. And they're all most of the people have gone from running a stock block to getting a dart block and having it lightened. And it's like a $5,000 lightning program that they put it in a machine and mill all the sides of it and take all this weight off it just to make it back to this weight of the stock block again, but a little stronger. And it's this ridiculous cost.
Yeah, it gets expensive.
That adds to the engine price that we don't really need. But I guess it's just the way it is right now.
Oh, Craigie, there was a question I just had. Interesting question. Richard asked, Mike, how come the modifieds don't have a single lug to put the tire on like Indy cars have?
Well,
isn't that kind of like
they used to? So they used to have live axles like a sprint car.
We had one.
And then they so with the live axle, you have to have a bearing bird cage, and the axle spins inside the bearing, and you got to have like a 4-link rear suspension. And then there's a big nut that you tighten on the outside, put the hub on and off, and every wheel has its own hub. Well, they went to where they only have the 2 lower links on the rear suspension, and there's a fixed bird cage on the closed tube. You know all about that with DMI. And the hub spins on that. And then you don't have to have a hub for every single wheel. But with that, you got to have the 5 lug nuts to hold the wheel to the hub.
It just makes it more exciting when you're bing, 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 bing.
Just different style stuff. They still allow the live axle rears. I tried running one last year. It was fine. I mean, we had some success with it. But it's really just preference.
A few people have asked if we will be returning to Canada. Yes, we will. Whenever the heck we start racing, whenever the Superstore Car Series takes us to Canada. That's pretty much what I'm gathering.
Michael Williams asks, Mike, are all big blocks Chevy, or do Fords and Mopars also race? All the big blocks that I know of are all Chevys. No, I take that back. There's a guy that has a Ford big block that bought one of our cars and ran it at Canandaigua, but most everybody runs Chevy. There's a few guys that prefer the Ford small blocks, and then there's very few Mopars. I mean, very, very few. But we got one in our garage that's been sitting there. If anybody knows of someone that's good with Mopars and we'd like to have it rebuilt, use it for something. But it needs like a piston or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have time to take it apart.
Jim asks, how long has your dad, well, this is towards me. Sorry, let me read this correctly. Mandee, how long has your dad been with his current car owner? I don't know why that was a struggle. I think he's been with Kevin for like 12 or 14 years, which is actually his longest partnership with a car owner.
That's a long
ever.
time.
Yeah.
14 years with Kevin. That's his K&A Excavating.
Yeah. Whenever Billy raced like street stocks at New Egypt is when they all got together. So Billy was young. My brother's 32. So yeah, that sounds about right. 12 to 14 years.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good one. John Doe. Michael?
John Doe, do you need better equipment for iRacing to be more competitive? Not necessarily. There are really expensive steering wheels and wheel bases and expensive pedals and expensive computers and screens and everything like that. The main things you have to have are like a gaming style computer with a really good graphics card. That's where you should put your money. You should have a decent screen. Like, I mean, it needs to be at least like the 1080p,
not in your phone.
LCD screen, like a current screen, so it can give you a decent picture and you can see the differences in the track and stuff. And then the wheel, you can actually go with like an older style wheel and be just as competitive with like a Logitech G27 or whatever. And then the pedals need to be decent. But you don't need to spend like $3,000 on them like you could or whatever. You can get a decent set for like $300.
Mm-hmm.
So
there
are guys that have the expensive stuff and aren't as it's harder for them to drive and be competitive than the guys with cheaper old wheels sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, someone had answered your Mopar right here.
Gary Stanton is the Mopar guy. Yeah, I've heard Stanton is they build the midgets engines, right?
It sounds familiar.
That's yeah, like you see at the Chili Bowl and stuff.
Mm. Let's see. Take a breather for a second. We can actually take a breather. Interesting stuff. Good questions, though. Would you like to answer that one?
Mike, did you ever go drag racing? One time, I drag raced a snowmobile.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Did I ever drag race a car? Not officially. No.
I'm sure by now you've heard about my grandma drag racing.
Yep. She
was pregnant with my father. She was drag racing and earning her keep that way. That's how Billy Pauch was created.
Super Dirty says, Mike, will we ever see you attempt the Chili Bowl?
Oh boy.
When you sponsor me with the car, we'll do it.
I remember when we first went to the Chili Bowl and you came back, you were like on fire. You're in Bill Race car.
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
He did all the research. We were there.
But then after doing the research, I realized that I need about a $70,000 budget
to win a $10,000 race,
and I need a good few months to put it together and get ready for it to be prepared to run it. So, Jordan,
nice of you to show up. All right, nice of you to show up. He asked, "Are we ready for the Outlaw race tonight?"
No.
Yeah. That was the most nonchalant.
The Outlaw race?
No.
The World of Outlaws race.
Isn't that what you're in tonight or qualifying for?
Yeah, I mean, I'm completely not ready. I haven't practiced. I don't have a setup.
Nope.
So no, I'm not ready, but I'm excited. I'm excited to be on TV. That'll be fun.
I had no idea about this. I feel like there need to be push notifications sent to my phone so I'm aware of these things. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Be back on the dirt track for 2020. Okay, so John asked if we know when racing will be back on the dirt track. Actually, not a damn clue. Not a damn clue. Really. Like, it as soon as they can tell us that we can stop social distancing.
I'll probably find out when we're allowed to do it on here. So one day we'll be at lunch and they'll say, hey,
We go racing.
You're racing next weekend. Cool. Good to know.
At least I will say this: iRacing.
I don't really watch the news.
It's helping you. We don't have the news.
Yeah. I also don't look it up on the internet either.
I just check the weather. But
people just walk in and tell you stuff you need to know.
I think you keeping up with iRacing is good for, like, I don't know if I'd say muscle, but like brain muscle, your reaction time for when you're ready to actually hit the track.
I guess you could call it like hand-eye coordination.
Okay, that works. That works too.
Sure.
He's like, whatever.
Cotton. My mom said, "Cotton Patch, if it's so bad, why are you watching?"
Oh, someone must have commented.
Oh, must have been a negative comment.
It's okay. They can watch if they don't like us anyways. I don't mind. Is Jenny ready to roll? Scott asks. So, no. Is she? Could she be?
I mean, it could be ready, but I don't need it to be. I got other cars that are ready.
Yeah.
To race to begin with. I like to bring out, so I don't know if anybody else has this theory, but like I like to bring out the old car with the old body for when the tracks are fresh, because they're always rough and people are all fresh driving and they're all like running India and everything. So I prefer the first couple races to run the old car.
Yeah.
And beat it up and then
agreed.
Bring the new car out in like the middle of the summer when the track's slick and it isn't going to get all torn up. So it'll be done soon enough.
I do agree with Jordan's comment. The fact that they're airing the race tonight on FS1 is great for dirt racing, even if it's iRacing. I agree completely.
I think because no matter what, it brings attention to the dirt racing drivers and introduces new people to them and their personalities, I guess.
Yeah.
And shows them some wild passing.
You know what, Mark Gray? He says that, Mike, you need to get a side-by-side, throw a man in passenger seat, and run through the mud. You know what? If we get a side-by-side, you know who's going to drive, right?
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I think that would be fun. Great. I wouldn't mind driving you.
Hey, if she thinks it's fun,
I would do
let's do it.
We were at that place. They had a side-by-side there. Why didn't we get one? In Plattsburgh. It was like itty bitty.
I didn't look at the prices.
OMG.
I could drive it to work instead of my pickup.
That's exactly what crossed my mind. We walk in the store and there's these vehicle things with motors and you walked right by them. I was like, what is wrong with you?
I looked at the little bikes and stuff.
Oh, okay. It's fine. Okay. Yeah, whoever this Cotton Patch is, I'm terribly sorry for how you feel about your life. But everyone else, I love you all. We love you. So thank you guys for hopping on today. Happy hump day. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, right? I mean, the usual. Mike, is there anything you'd like to close out with?
No, I don't.
No, it doesn't. I don't think so. So thank you, everybody. If we missed your questions, we apologize. Jordan says, good luck.
Cotton Patch says, do you read? Yes, we do.
We actually do. Yeah. Clearly. We read books. Okay. So, anywho, thank you all. Super exciting. Love doing this and hanging out with you guys for half an hour. We will see you again tomorrow at 12:15. See ya.